Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Bricker Boom, and sorry for missing last week's Tier List Tuesday. Trying to get some stuff done around the house, so this type of video series did kind of fall off a little bit. I plan to try and pick it back up on a weekly basis, but it may be bi-weekly for a little bit. I'm also, of course, still trying to find a job. Hello, kitty. But this time around, we are going to go ahead and be reviewing Fallout Companions. And this will probably be the shortest tier list that we have done thus far, because there aren't a lot of Fallout 4 companions, but there's enough. Alright, so after a quick screen adjustment, because I forgot to do that, we are back. So we're going to be starting off the list here with how they're going to be ranked. S, means essentially the best companion you can find. B doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad by any means, but they're just not that great. So first off, we have Hancock. Hancock, in all honesty, is one of my favorite companions. As the story goes on, as you start to find out more about him, how he doesn't even like what he's become to a degree, he has a lot of depth to his character, and I actually just really enjoy him. He was probably one of the first companions that I started traveling with that I absolutely loved being personally. Dogmeat, so here's the problem. Dogmeat is good, because you can still keep your Lone Wanderer perk even if you do travel with Dogmeat. The problem with Dogmeat is Dogmeat likes to run into traps, and also just the fact that there's not really much of a relationship that you can build with the puppo, obviously, because the puppo is going to follow you, but it's just kind of one of those things that, yeah, it's really no different than being alone. You can pet the puppo, which is why it's not a C tier, but there isn't really anything special there. Strong? Strong's going into D tier. Strong is incredibly boring. Strong is incredibly one-sided, one dimension, and Strong seems to hate just about everything that you decide to do. Strong is great as a pack mule, and I hate saying it like that, but that's about all they do. And I know that they have some sort of quest to find some sort of, like, milk thing, the milk of life, or whatever. It's been a while since I played the game, so forgive me. But it just... Strong isn't that great. I can't remember their name, and I'm fairly certain I remember their side quests that you end up doing, but, I mean, at the end of the day, it is just a robot that, after you finish the side quest, there isn't much to really talk about. They are a good companion, they're pretty tanky, they can help you out in battle, but for the most part, once you finish that side quest, you're probably not going to spend too much time hanging out. Kate is definitely A tier. Kate is fantastic. She's very sassy, of course, when you first meet, but overall, her backstory is very solid. The fact that you have to go to a vault to essentially help get her clean, it is honestly really, really cool. I like what they did with Kate's backstory, and I like the fact that when you first start traveling with her, if you do drugs on the game, I have to specify, she likes it, but after she gets clean, if you do it, she hates it. It's very cool that they made sure to add that level of detail into it, and I just like her as a companion. Codsworth. Codsworth is cool because if I remember right, you can actually customize him. I'm gonna put him at the top of it. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna put him at the top of B tier, because he essentially waited for you for X amount of years after the Fallout, tried scrubbing away all the rust, and honestly, Codsworth's a good name. It's also one of the first companions that you can possibly get as well, so Codsworth holds a special place in my heart, and as you go through the game with having Codsworth with you, you can kind of find out a couple little things about your past, how you act in comparison to then, and eventually Codsworth does basically become proud of you, and I like that. Cutie. I love Curie. I'm a little upset that they don't seem to have her human form. Yes, Perlock. I'm a little upset that they don't seem to have her human form on here because her human form is really cool. But Curie gives you stim packs. I believe gives you fresh water. Everything about Curie I absolutely love, and the fact that you also get to turn her from robot to synth, humanized anyway, is, hello Perlock, is really, really cool. I have nothing but amazing things to say about her as a character. Paladin Dance. I'm gonna say C tier. Like, it's cool that you can find out that he is, in fact, a synth. However, if you complete certain missions, you will never find that out. But the reason that he's not a D, or that he is as low on the tier as he is because he's such a Brotherhood of Steel bro. It's kind of boring after a little bit. Like, he has possibility and potential, and if you do stuff for the Brotherhood of Steel, he's right there with you, but for the most part, he is kind of a boring character, sorry to say. Okay, this is Deacon, I believe. Deacon is somebody that I honestly do not spend too much time traveling with. I like his personality, but for the most part, it's very much a you're either with the railroad or you're against us kind of thing, and it's just kind of boring gameplay overall. I'm sure that if I spent more time actually diving into the backstory, I would possibly like him, but for right now, that's where he's going to end up landing. If I'm wrong and there is actually more to Deacon that meets the eye, or if I'm messing up the name, let me know in the comments below, because again, it has been a while. Now, for these two people, I actually have no idea who they are. I do not remember them in any capacity whatsoever, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them into D tier. Add that onto the comments. If you know who they are, let me know, because I do not remember them. And I've played this game a lot. McCready is gonna go into A tier, partially because he's voiced by the wonderful Matthew Mercer. But partially because I actually like his storyline of essentially doing all of this to get a better life for his son. The little toy soldier that he gives you is one of the few items that I have received from a companion that I did not scrap. I made a small little case for it because the building in this is wonderful. I put the toy soldier in there, and that's where it stayed. Honestly, he's a well-fleshed out character. The only reason that he is not S tier is because, to a degree, most of the stuff that has happened to him, he brought on himself, so he doesn't exactly make the best choices. Nick Valentine. Nick Valentine's an immediate S tier. Almost to McCready levels, or Hancock levels. Actually, Curie is going to be the highest. But the thing is, Valentine is very cool. Valentine is somebody that understands that there is gray in this world, and very much has a, I could see why you did things this way. I may not agree with it personally, but I don't hate you for it. But he still also has his sense of justice. He has a pretty decent storyline, and if you take him to, I believe the DLC is called Far Harbor, that little synth island, it's actually really cool getting to see some of the interactions between him and the head synth. The only complaint that I have with his character is that in the dream world, when you meet, or you learn more about Kellogg briefly comes out of Valentine's voice, and I wish that they would have done a little bit more with that. Piper! Piper is one of my favorites, however, I'm still going to end up giving her an A tier, simply just due to the fact that she doesn't have too much to do in regards to completing her storyline. She mostly asks you about her sister, which I can respect because she does care. But after you do that, there isn't a whole lot to actually talk to her about. But I like the comments that she makes, and if I'm remembering correctly, which I may not be because I don't know things, I just live here, I want to say that the person that plays Cheryl in Archer also voices her, so there is that. Preston Garvey. Close to bottom of C tier. The problem is with Preston Garvey is the fact that you essentially have to do Minutemen stuff to make him approve of your actions. Now, if you help people, that's great, but if you do Minutemen stuff, you get the Preston Garvey. Loved that option. He's a good guy. He doesn't really provide a whole lot, and honestly, I get tired of hearing the Minutemen need you kind of thing. I understand that it's meant as busy work to be able to help kind of level up, but I'm gonna be honest, the fact that there is no end to the Minutemen quest is kind of a bummer because it's just one of those things that will never be finished. And then finally, I've never traveled with him, but I want to say that he's part of the Institute. I'm gonna put him into D tier because the Institute is bad. Maybe he's a good guy, I don't know, but the fact that he's in the Institute probably means that he's not. So with that, that's another Tier List Tuesday. This one's going to be pretty short, like I said, but definitely appreciate you being patient with me. We will probably end up taking a few weeks off within the next month or so, just trying to get some moving done and a better setup going on. But as always, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button because it really helps me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.